Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. It's Brennan again. I know you guys like these grocery pickup videos, so I decided to do one. Now, some of this stuff is going to be pretty familiar to you, only because a lot of this stuff I like to eat. It's easy, it's convenient, and it tastes good, so it's easy to just go ahead and buy. Although some of this stuff is probably going to be a little bit different for you guys that have watched these videos in the past. So starting off here, we just have some baby spinach. Now, this is organic, so that must mean it's better, aka it's just going to cost more. But I like to have this each morning in my breakfast. It's an easy way to get in some of these greens. So I typically make some kind of egg scramble with these, as well as what I'll do is I'll throw in some kind of meat. So in most cases, I'll throw in some of this, which is just sliced up deli ham. I also got turkey as well to make sandwiches down the road, but I typically put anywhere between 2 to 4 ounces of sandwich meat in with my eggs as well. Good source of protein while keeping the fats low. And I know what a lot of you guys will say is, oh, those processed meats, you're gonna die, blah, blah, blah. Well, this is how I look at it. You know, worst case scenario, I get cancer, something bad happens to me, yet I have a video log of me buying this and eating this so I can use this in court and get a huge settlement. And best case scenario, that doesn't happen, yet I still get to enjoy my sandwiches and my lunch meat and my eggs. So I get a pound of these each pretty much a week. And again, 2 to 4 ounces for each actual application, whether it be sandwich or eggs. Speaking of eggs, I got a dozen extra large eggs. Sometimes I'll get an 18 pack of large eggs. Doesn't really matter to me, but I have eggs every morning. I never get sick of these. Oftentimes with these eggs, you know what I'll also have. You guys have seen it before, but just some fresh cut salsa. Again, I like to get the fresh cut kind. You know, it's a little bit more expensive in some cases, but I think it tastes a lot better. So I always like to have these on my eggs, make them a little bit more spicy, and they always turn out good in my opinion. Kind of sticking with the breakfast theme, I guess, I got a half gallon of fat-free milk. I like skim milk. I like milk in general, but I like fat-free milk. To me, it just tastes better. It's not as thick. That's what she said. But the calories on these are a little bit better for me, and I just really like this. However, what I found is I haven't been drinking as much milk lately. So in order to kind of preserve this and not waste milk, because who wants to do that, I just got a half gallon instead of a normal gallon because I found I wasn't finishing it in time before it expired or went bad. So I think half gallon this time for sure. Also got some bananas. I'll typically have these in the morning as well if need be. You guys know I train fasted, but on the occasion where I'm feeling a little bit hungry, I'll have a banana or so just because it's quick, easy energy, something to eat, and it's fairly light, so I can just go to the gym right from waking up, and again, don't feel overly full or sluggish. So like those bananas, and of course, you gotta have those peanut butter and banana sandwiches from time to time. Other stuff that I got going on here, again, you guys have seen this in the past, just holy guacamole. These are 100 calorie packs. They come in these nice, convenient little tubs, applicators, cups, whatever you want to call it, but these are very simple. I typically throw these in with my lunch, great source of fat. So those are easy to do. Again, a little bit more expensive than just getting avocados, but to me, the convenience factor plays a huge role. Speaking of convenience factor, usually I buy pre-cut fruit just because I said before that it's a lot easier. In this case, I went and bought a whole pineapple because this was only $2.50. And to get probably half of this, which is already pre-cut, it would have been like $6 or $7. So I went with this, even though I don't think I've ever actually cut a pineapple. But you know what I'll do is I'll go on YouTube and I'll look up how to do it, because that's what I do whenever I don't know anything. I go on YouTube and look for a video. And I can really thank YouTube for teaching me how to change the brakes on my car, the calipers, the rotors, everything. Anything I need for YouTube, I go and look it up. So if you guys are like me and do that too, let me know some of the funny things that you've had to look up how to do on YouTube. But for me, it's gonna be the next thing is cutting up a pineapple. You guys have seen these before too. These are just soy crisps. These are easy to throw into my lunch. I got ranch and barbecue. I like the barbecue the best. If you guys wanna try these, I'd suggest going with the barbecue. But these are nice because it's literally about 21 of these crisps per serving, and a serving is like 120 calories, like 7 grams of protein, 16 grams of carbs, and maybe a gram or two of fat. So these are great, especially when you're just trying to eat something for the sake of eating and feeling full without really wreaking havoc on your macros. These things are great. Now I also got this Royal Blend, which is a mix of rice and red quinoa. This is probably one of my favorite go-to carb sources as of late because it just tastes really good and it's not as boring as plain rice. And even though there's lots of ways to spice up your rice, this is great. It's a little bit more expensive, but it's awesome. I love these on my refeed days when I have to eat close to 500 carbs, because I typically would just cook a cup of this, which yields 2 cups actually cooked, and it ends up being like 120 carbs, and I mix this with like a pound of meat, and it's just pure awesome in a bowl. So definitely recommend that as well. Going on, things I recommend. You guys saw these in the last food pickup video, these swirl breads by Pepperidge Farm. There's caramel apple and pumpkin spice. These were the first time I tried them last week, and obviously they were both really good. That's why I bought them again. I just like to freeze these and put them in the toaster with breakfast. Typically I'll have 2 slices at a time, and for 2 slices you're looking at like 30 carbs, something like that. So again, really easy and really good as well. You don't even have to put any spread on here if you don't want to. Other stuff that I picked up some of these Joseph's pita breads. If you guys are familiar with Joseph, they're actually local to Massachusetts, but they make all sorts of different kind of breads. A lot of times with flax, oat bran, whole wheat. Again, these are great because I can have these for lunch in those days where I'm not training, where Mark has me on, I would say extremely low carbs for me because it's like 150 carbs. But these are great because you still get that feeling of you're eating bread and stuff like that. But the macros on these are pretty good. So per actual pita, you're only looking at 50 calories and something like, you know, let's see, 7 grams of carbs and 5 grams of protein and 1 gram of fat. So these are great, again, for like lunch or something like that. Again, when you're being conscious about your macros on specific days, which for me is my off days, which is another reason why I hate having off days from the gym, because right now with Mark, I can't eat as much. Other stuff I picked up some of this Sweet Baby's Rays. This is the Vidalia Onion. I'm not sure if I had this, and one of my good friends on YouTube recommended that I try the barbacoa kind, which is a new flavor, I guess, but they didn't have that here. I guess us New Englanders and people in the Northeast just aren't into that yet, or maybe it's a new flavor, but they didn't have that. I looked, but I got the Sweet Vidalia Onion instead. And what I figure I'll use this for is actually to marinate some of this sirloin steak that I got. So beef, being American, love me some red meat. Also, I guess you could look at this as a source of creatine if you really wanted to, but let's be honest, we just supplement that in anyways. Going on, I got a pound of ground turkey as well. This is pretty much a staple. Every time I go to the grocery store, I pretty much get at least one of these. Just easy to cook up in a frying pan really quick. Decent macros. Per 4 ounces, you're looking at like 22 grams of protein and like 8 grams of fat. And again, this is the 93.7, so 93% lean ground turkey. Now, the last thing I'm going to show you is something I have a cooking video on, but it's really simple ingredients, which is chicken breast, some buffalo sauce, as you guys can see here, and then just some powdered ranch mix. So what I'm going to use this for is for my pulled buffalo chicken recipe in a crock pot, which if you haven't seen, if you make anything that I've ever shown, I know I haven't done a lot of cooking videos lately, but if you were to make any recipe or you like chicken or buffalo in general, this is a must cook. This is my most highly recommended recipe that I have. So I'll go ahead and link that in the description box below in case you haven't seen that. And now for the last thing that I'm going to show you that I bought, the coup de grace, if you will, some nice Ivory body wash, which is lavender scented. Now, I don't know about you, but typically I'm a bar soap guy. I'm trying to get into the whole body wash and loofah, and that sounds really interesting to hear. So you and I just got a lot more personal. You're finding out all sorts of things. But I got this. I don't know what else to say about it, but I got it. There it is, just throwing it out there. So there you go. I also want to give a shout out to Van Yarbrough from Bro Fitness, who was so kind to go ahead and give me the troll of the week. And let me kind of try to move this around. Maybe you can see my ugly face a little bit. Let me try to adjust this. It's not very flattering, I know. See if I can get in focus. So Van gave me the troll of the week on my last video, not full day of eating and bench clips. And he had a lot of you guys come to my channel and troll me in the comment section, which is cool. I like that because let's be honest, what's the goal of YouTube? You want to get comments, you want to get views, and you guys provided me that. But I have to say, I was a little bit disappointed in the trolling techniques you guys used because you just copied verbatim what he said to post. And instead of being funny, each individual comment, it was just kind of lame in the fact that it was just like spam. So I'm very disappointed in you guys. Hopefully, if you're going to troll me, you got to step up your A game a little bit. It takes a lot to rattle me. And though I appreciate the effort, Van, I think you can do better next time. All right? So in the meantime, everybody, thanks so much for watching. And as always, stay big.